Morning everybody, welcome to this live all about manifesting today. And before I start, I just want to have a little ring of my lovely Koshi chime. So I forgot to do that last week and it's a lovely sound to hear. So manifesting, it's a topic that we hear about a lot, and it's something that I didn't know about, golly, 10 years or so ago, when I actually did the most amazing manifestation that I know of in my life, which was to manifest my now husband. And I'll tell you the story about that in a moment. But before I get into that, which I will tell you as an illustration of how the steps work, I just want to go through with you the easy steps to manifesting what you want in life, because it really does work. So the first step is to decide exactly what it is you want. And you might think you know, but you really need to get very clear on exactly what it is, because that's what you need to focus on. So be very clear about what it is that you're manifesting, you know, whether it's a new job, a new house, new relationship. Just really get clear on exactly what it is that you want. So for example, when one of my clients was trying to manifest a new house, I talked with her about actually picturing the exact type of house that she wanted in the exact location, not just a house, if you see what I mean. So that's what I mean about getting clear on what it is that you want. And the reason for getting clear on it is that you are then going to visualize it, which is the next step in manifesting, and it is super important. So what you do with visualizing is you close your eyes and you just spend a few minutes visualizing that thing that you want, and visualize it in huge detail as much as you can. When you first start, it might be a little bit hazy, a little bit unclear, but you'll find that as you get further into it, you will get clearer about it. And just really see in your mind's eye whatever it is that you want, and see yourself in that situation. So if it's a new job, see yourself sitting, if it's a sit-down desk job, sitting at that desk in that organisation, or at home if you're working from home, actually doing the tasks that the role involves. So be really detailed about it, you know, and if you're in an office, you might picture the colleagues around you, you might picture yourself on the phone, typing away, whatever it is, it's all the details of that picture that you need to bring to mind. So that's the second step. And the third step is an extension of that, which is to really feel it, to feel what it's like to be in that situation that you're trying to manifest. So if, using that analogy of a new job, how will it feel when you're in that new job? You know, will you be excited? Will you be proud? Will you, I don't know, will you feel happy that you've got all of these wonderful colleagues around you? Just really, really feel it exactly as it will be in reality, in the way that you want it, because we have to visualize it and feel ourselves in it in order to make it manifest, because we have to get it, we have to visualize it out, it has to be kind of out there in energetic form before we can bring it in to actual physical form. So that's why we need to visualize it and to feel it. And then the fourth step is to affirm it. Now, you can do an affirmation in various ways. Some people like to write it down, so they might journal, I am really happy that I am working in my new role as, whatever it is, or, you know, I am really happy that I am living in my new house by the seaside. Do you see what I mean? It's whatever affirmation is right for you. Or you might just have one that you say either out loud or in your head. And I'll come to how I use that in a moment when I tell you the story about how I manifested my husband. Another way to do it is to use a vision board. Now, apologies because my screen isn't set up to be the right way around, but that is my current vision board, which is actually a work in progress. And I find that really helpful, because having that vision board there, it hasn't just got one thing on it that I want to manifest, it's got a lot of things. And that's there where I can see it every day, so that it is going into my subconscious. And if you're interested in creating a vision board, I do have another vision board workshop coming up on Sunday the 25th of February. So if you live near me in North Devon, that might be something you want to come along to. So that was 4th step, affirming what it is that you want. And then the 5th step, which is crucial, is to believe it. You have to believe that it's possible, and believe not just that it's possible, but that it will happen. So, for example, if you kind of think, oh yeah, I would love to move to the sea, but it's never going to happen, it's not real, then it won't happen, because you are on that lower energetic vibration of it's not going to happen. Whereas if you truly believe that it is going to happen, you raise your vibration to be at the level of what it is that you want in energetic form. You have to be in that energetic state in order to bring it into physical form. So belief is really, really important. And having the visualization, doing the and feeling how it will feel is all part and parcel of believing it, because in your head you are in that situation that you want to bring into being, and your brain actually can't, or nobody's brain can tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. There is scientific research to show that. So if you spend time in your head visualizing what it is that you want and feeling what it is that you want, then your brain will get used to the idea that this is something that is real, and that helps to bring it into form. And then the 6th step is to take steps towards it. So, you know, if it is a new job, say, that you want, when we're using that analogy, it's not going to drop into your lap, even if you do all the visualization. I mean, it might, but it's highly unlikely. So you need to take steps like actively looking for a job, maybe signing up with a careers agency, that kind of thing, so that you are putting it out there to the universe that you are actively looking. And so you, all the time that you're doing all of the visualization steps to bring it into being. So those are the 6 steps. So I will now tell you the story about how I manifested my husband, which just shows you how it works, even though at the time I didn't actually know that I didn't know anything about manifestation. It was just something I did. So, back in, about 2010, 2011, after my first marriage had ended, I was moving to a new house, a smaller house, and I used to dream about what the house, what it would be like to live in the house. And I used to daydream how wonderful it would be if there was a gorgeous man living next door, and even better if he was able to do DIY, be a handyman. And I used to dream this every night. I mean, daydreaming, not actually sleeping dreams. It was an active, conscious dream about what it would be like. And I did this over and over again. So that was the visualization bit, and I guess I was doing the feeling bit as well, even though, as I say, I wasn't aware of those steps at that time. Then I moved into my new house and discovered that I had an elderly neighbour each side, so I thought, well, okay, wasn't quite what I'd hoped for, but, you know, didn't mind. I was actually grateful for the fact that I'd had those 2 elderly neighbours, because they were there all day while I was out at work, which meant that my house was more secure because people were looking at it. Anyway, a few years later, the elderly gentleman on one side died, and the house became empty. And it was empty for a while it was on the market for sale. And then, a year or so later, I think we're now in about 2016, which was about 5-6 years after I started with this visualization. And then somebody moved in next door, and I went and knocked on the door to introduce myself, and it was somebody who wasn't actually going to be living there. He was just helping his dad move in, and he said he would tell his dad. That evening I got a knock on the door from his dad, who was the person who moved in next door, to say here he was, and he came in for a chat. And the moment I opened the door, my jaw hit the floor, because I kind of thought, wow, he's gorgeous. And we chatted, and so it was Adam, my now husband, and he moved in, and we got to know each other over a period of a year before we actually started a relationship. But going back to the steps, I had done the visualization. Well, I decided what I wanted. I'd done the visualization. I'd felt what it would be like if what I wanted came into being. And I did affirm it, because what I used to do in the times when I was on my own, I would spend a lot of time doing an affirmation in my head to do with wanting a loving partner. So, you know, that all of those things were coming together along the steps that I've just talked about, even though I didn't know that that's what I was doing. And the other part about it was belief, and I did believe it. By the time that I was doing the affirmations, I really believed that I could attract a loving partner to me. And then the final step that I talked about earlier was taking steps towards it. Yes, I did, because I signed up for dating websites, even though I didn't really want to go on them, if I'm honest, but it was putting it out there to the universe that I was ready for a new partner. And, you know, that's what happened. Then Adam came into my life, and we're now married. So it really does work. And so that's why I like to tell the story, because it's not just some abstract concept that people talk about, but you know, you maybe don't believe that it's true. It really does work. And as I was saying earlier, one of my clients that I worked with wanted to manifest the house of her dreams, and I talked with her about the steps to go through, and she did the visualization and the steps that we've talked about, and she did manage to manifest the house of her dreams. So it really does work. So that was a very quick trot through my story, because you don't need to know any more about it, just to say that it does work. But if you're interested in manifesting something yourself and you're a bit unsure about how it might work for you and the steps involved in the process for whatever it is that you particularly want to manifest, then by all means message me and I'll be very happy to have a chat with you about how you can bring it into being. And, I suppose the final thing to say is that we never know how long it's going to take and when it's going to happen, because, as I said to you, my daydreaming started about 5 years before Adam actually came into my life, and there were lots of things that had to happen along the way before that could happen. Some things manifest very, very quickly. It depends on your vibrational state, and yeah, it depends on various things, which I don't have time to go into now. But it's just to say, don't give up, because if you really want to manifest something and you really believe that it can happen for you, then you can make it happen. So good luck with your manifesting. I would love to hear of any stories about how you managed to manifest things. Have a great day, and I'll be back with you again.